Yeah.
Now you're here, that's good. Thank you.
Right, thank you for allowing me to speak tonight. My name is Lee Adamson. I'm a longtime resident of Davenport and Ward 9. I retired after about 30 years as a scientist at Mount Sinai Hospital. And with my clinical colleagues, we worked during my career to bring healthier babies into the world. And all the while, I was listening to the news, hearing the climate crisis go from bad to worse. I finally thought, what's the point in delivering healthier babies into a world on a trajectory to become unlivable? So I retired early and joined with other concerned individuals to help found Green Neighbours Network of Toronto. It's a network of green groups and individuals volunteering their time to help make Toronto greener, healthier, and more sustainable. And it's really encouraging to feel their concern, inspiring to see their actions, but really hard to see them struggling, as I am, to control the panic that we feel when we face up to the looming climate crisis and the impact that's going to have on every aspect of our lives, all of the things that we're talking about today: housing, infrastructure, food security, everything. Just 2 months ago at COP27, the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres said we are on a highway to climate hell with our foot still on the accelerator. And with Canada one of the highest per capita emitters of greenhouse gases globally, and Toronto its biggest city, we are very much part of the global problem. And we need to step up and be part of the solution. So is Canada on a path to emissions reductions? Well, despite promising words from the Mayor and Council saying that we get it, we know it's an emergency, we have plans, we know what to do, Toronto's greenhouse gases have barely changed since the coal phase-out. Toronto's goal is to achieve a 65% drop from 1990 greenhouse gases by 2030. That's just 7 years away. This is double the drop we have achieved over the last 10 years. Having looked at the proposed budget, especially in light of the province's commitment to increase gas-fired electricity generation, I have little hope that Toronto is on a path to reach its emission reduction goals. I simply see nothing in the budget that would make it happen. So what would give me hope? Well, increased funding for transit. The proposed budget needs to augment the use of public transit by reducing fares, increasing service, increasing reliability through excellent maintenance. This is a recipe for increasing ridership, not decreasing it as the current budget would do. With so many condo buildings going up, under construction and planned, all those people mean we need more transit, better transit, not just to reach our climate goals, but so residents can get around and for Toronto to be a livable city. And besides, there's simply not enough room on our city's roads for all these people to get around in cars. What else would give me hope? Increased funding for parks, trees, and green space. A commitment to increase, not decrease, funding for our parks and green spaces and to enlarge our tree canopy. Trees and green space help with carbon sequestration. They also help to cool the city, increase biodiversity, and improve everyone's quality of life and mental health. What else? We need more funding for climate action. I am heartened by the increase in property taxes in line with inflation. That'll at least help to keep us more or less where we are, but it won't help us move forward and keep pace with the Transform TO Net Zero by 2040 plan. The city absolutely needs to get additional revenue tools in place. We need them now. And please set up a dedicated climate fund so people can easily see how the new tools are benefiting them, the city, and the planet. Many tools have been proposed over the years, including a 1% sales tax on non-essentials with rebates for low-income people, reinstating the vehicle registration tax, and a tax on large commercial parking lots.
Have to wrap up, please.
I'm sure you know them better than I. So I therefore urge you to revise the budget to increase funding for public transit, support cycling and other transportation options, increase funding for trees and green space, and to implement the revenue tools needed to do so. Thank you.
Thank you. I believe Councillor Sachs is online and has a question for you.
Yes, thank you. Hello, Lee. Such good work being done by Green Neighbors, so thank you very much. You mentioned revenue tools. Can you comment on what revenue tools in particular you'd like to see the city adopt, and are you a supporter of parking levies?
Yeah, I personally favor the levies on large commercial parking lots. They're a good source of funding, would give us a significant amount of money to work with. And large parking lots are also very bad for the city, for stormwater, drainage problems, heat island effects, and they also kind of an incentive to drive rather than take transit because it's cheap because you can get free parking. So it would be a disincentive if that were not, get people out of their cars.
Hi. Lee, did I understand you correctly saying that the city will not deliver on its climate promises without new revenue tools? Is that, did I understand you correctly on that?
I think that's true, yes. Yes.
What do you need the city to do to empower volunteers like Green Neighbors to implement climate solutions?
We need a lot of support, I think, with kind of advertising and promotion so that so it isn't relying on volunteers to be educating people about the Transform TO program and what the city has to offer, like the home energy loan programs and so forth. We talk to a lot of people in my neighborhood and at events, and it's news to them when we talk about these things. So I think a lot more work and support for public engagement would be really helpful.
Finally, what do you think are the, recognizing that the city is in a budget crunch, what are the cheapest, fastest, most transformative things the city can do to achieve our climate promises and take the threats and opportunities seriously?
I'm sorry, I can't under pressure answer that question.
No worries. Thank you very much for deputing today.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Lee.